afternoon, good evening, guys, and welcome to another video of the Diving Trading. My name is Daniel, and today, guys, we're doing a stock review on Skillz. Skillz is one of the companies I have in my portfolio. I'm doing a review on this today because I consider this an absolute great buy and a hold. In my case, I'll tell you what I'm doing at the end of the video at these prices. So yeah, let's dig right into it. So Skillz at the moment is at $17.74. It's 30th of March. Ticker symbol is SKLZ. It's in the New York Stock Exchange, and the company will go into we'll have a look at it in a minute. But first of all, what we're going to do is look at what the company is about briefly. We'll look at the financials, and then we'll go in to have a look at some things that might interest us as investors. So Skillz is an online mobile multiplayer competition platform that is integrated into a number of operating systems such as Apple and Android, and players use it to compete in competitions against other players across the world. Okay, so yeah, it has a market cap of just under 7 billion at the moment. Okay, so quite good. And so yeah, so let's go and have a look at the financials of this company before we go into looking in the news. Okay, so if we have a look at the value, so they're actually trading at 60% below their estimated of its fair value. So as we've seen, they're just under $18 at the moment, and the fair value is $45, just over $45 according to Simply Wall Street. Okay. So if we have a look at the revenue is forecast to go at just under 28% per year. So revenue grew by 91.5% over the past year, and obviously that was due to the pandemic. So people stuck at home. Obviously, this made it great for gaming companies of this, in this particular case, Skillz, because more people were called on to playing on games on their mobile. So yeah, that's good. So really good results here. Really nice to see. We have a look at the share price. We had highs of $44 back in February, and now we're down to these levels that we are at the moment, just under $18. So that's actually a decrease compared to the highs of just under 60%. So really quite a hard hit there. There's been a hard hit on all the market, especially these types of stocks. But anyway, it's nothing to worry about. It's good to see because we can take advantage of these prices. If we have a look at future growth, so future growth, they're planning to get to around about 1 billion revenue of 1 billion by about 2025. Okay, and in terms of profitability, they're planning to get to be profitable. So we have a look at the earnings. They're looking to be profitable around about 2023, 2024. So it's in 3 years or so. Okay. If we have a look at their past performance, which is interesting to see, again, revenue has increased, which is nice. We see this lovely curve. It's true that there's a lot of bearish reviews on Skillz at the moment due to their earnings. Okay, so they've actually didn't meet their earnings. They're expecting it to be a bit profitable. Investors were expecting this company to be a bit more profitable beforehand, but it's going to take some time before getting there. But it still doesn't mean that's a bad company. Financials. Now we have a look at the assets, both the long term and the short term, looking really good. Look at the assets and the liabilities. So the ratio there is amazing. So they can actually pay over 3, 4, 5 or 6 times their just under 5 times. 5 times their assets can be paid for the liabilities. So this is not a company that's going to be in any trouble in the near future. So good. So that's really nice to see. The company don't actually pay any dividends at the moment. So whether it's something for the future or not, I'm not too sure. But anyway. So Skillz is considered as a win-win for participants. The skill platform is advantageous for developers as well. Adding these features makes games more competitive and enjoyable, and thus increases engagement. Okay, so according to the company, Skillz has a superior monetization of users when compared to its peers. So they say that the company has an average revenue per month active user of $6.30 compared to Zynga, that has $1.5, and Glue Mobiles, which is $1.89. Okay, so the proof of the value that company provides can be seen in its latest quarterly results, which we've just seen, which the revenue in quarter 4 of 2020 grew by an impressive 95%. Okay, so that's marking 20 quarters of consecutive growth. Okay, so that's really quite impressive. So I like these 3 points. This is actually a long-term bull thesis on Skillz. So firstly, mobile gaming is the future. Now, one can argue with that. Depends on your own opinion. You probably say, well, hang on a minute, mobiles. We're telling our kids or telling people to don't be on their mobiles for so long. But whether it will overtake the actual PC or the desktop computer in the future, I don't know. But I can see mobile gaming increasing and not decreasing. Probably we start to have a look at the numbers, the volumes that we have. I think the pandemic's actually played out a good thing for this company, and I think more and more people will catch on. It's got more and more people on. Your typical, hey, have you heard about this game? Let's play it. Yeah, it's a lot of word of mouth as well. Talking with families and friends, and then finally you get more people playing and gaming, especially if you can compete against each other. It's quite enjoyable, right? Also, I think it's comfortable for gaming on a mobile. If you have a look at mobile, you just pick it up, click a button, click the icon, and the game's loading. If you're playing on the computer, you have to click, you have to wait for it to load up. So yeah, it's different. I don't think they're competing with one another. But I wouldn't like to say mobile gaming is the future, but I would like to say that mobile gaming will increase it definitely will increase in the future. So I'm better on that one, definitely. The mobile gaming is currently undergoing a massive shift towards mobile esports. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a minute. Skillz is optimally positioned to create the technology infrastructure supporting the mobile esports industry. So yeah, compared to their competitors, it's true that this company, compared to Glue, for example, they are much well positioned in the market. They have an infrastructure which gives them that competitive advantage over other companies. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the esports and what the esports is about. So esports really is basically changing the model of how they get their income. So if we have a look at, for example, advertising on apps or free games doesn't create a lot of income. Okay, it doesn't create enough revenue. So they're changing this model, and what they're doing basically is turning the apps into real money, skill-based competition. So you're competing with each other for winning money. So companies, for example, they'll say to the gamer, okay, come in, pay an entry fee, and then you can win this amount of money. So you're paying a small fee, but when you have so many users, that price can be quite big. So that's the way the industry sort of tending to lean to. I think it's good. I personally, I'll be very honest with you, I would agree with that. I hate to see adverts on a game. When I'm playing a game on the mobile, I'm like, this is so frustrating. So if we could see ads, being taken away in the future on these apps, it would be great. And yeah, if there's a small fee to be paying for a game, why not? As long as we're not talking about large amounts of money to be entering a game, I think it's a good way to be moving forward, definitely. One of the big advantages, and I think it's very, very important to mention as well, is the competitive advantage they have on the anti-cheat algorithm. We know there's a lot of hacking, a lot of hackers out there that can get in and hack, and Skillz has a very good anti-cheat algorithm, which is an advantage. Okay, so it's really something important to consider. So we start to have a look at the exciting Cathy Woods. If we have a look at her combined holdings, or Ark Invest combined holdings in Skillz, we can see, look, if we have a look back at 2021, they bought shares, and as if you can see here, this month they have been stocking up big time. So look at the prices here, right from the beginning of March, they've been putting in more stocks, more price. Here we go, boom. Prices has gone down, and if you can see here now, the last reported was on the 25th of March, which was last week. So yeah, 25th of March. I don't know what the price is, but today's price is an absolute bargain. So I would imagine they will be increasing their stake in this company even more at the moment because the price is below $20. So yeah, so this is exciting. Knowing that Cathy Woods and the Ark Invest is a firm believer of this company gives you that extra bit of confidence to invest in a company like this. So yeah, when we're looking at companies, we always like to make sure we have a bearish mindset and a bullish mindset. So sometimes when you're so excited about a company, you sort of have to sort of change your cap and start to try and look at it from a negative point of view. So we have to look at it, whether you agree with it or not. It's up to you. So we have to look at these sort of results. So let's have a look at a little bit on the bearish side. Now, the summary: Skillz has gone from hero to zero in just over a month, dropping 60% from highs. Okay, that's negative, and I think it's not a point to bring up because that's happened across the whole market. And their competitors have also suffered, and the whole tech industry has suffered at the moment, and probably will continue to do so. We'll see in April to see if we do have to have some green days, but it's looking pretty red. The company has a bad rash of negative news, okay, but the fundamentals of Skillz remain strong as ever. That's just true. So we'll see some of these bad news that they've been receiving. At these prices, Skillz has a compelling risk-reward ratio that I can create alpha over time. I agree with that. They have had some short reports. This one, for example, from the Wolfpack Research, which was brought out a few weeks ago on the 8th of March, were basically saying that their first quarter 2021 were going to be a disaster, and how the company is not sustainable. So they're saying it's unsustainable. Okay, so so yeah, it's interesting to find out. It would be interesting to see the results for 2021. If we have a look at, I would imagine if we have a look at the year on year, so if we compare 2021 first quarter 2020, it's going to be significantly positive. If we look at the first quarter of this year when the results come out compared to the last 2 or 3 quarters of 2020, I would imagine, yeah, there is a slight drop because we start to see people now, the world starting to open up. Kids being told to not play on their mobile phones for so much, and the world sort of going out into the outdoors and breathing and not stuck inside. So yeah, I would imagine that. But anyway, they've got their outlook here. Anyway, outlook according to the analysts are between a revenue of 72.2 million and just under 80 million. And Skillz have an outlook of 80 million revenue. The EBITDA 21.8 negative to 24.5, where Skillz has around about 37 million. There's also been dilution concerns, and insiding selling. So the short reports weren't bad enough. The company had the unfortunate time of coinciding all of with a capital raise. Okay, so this is true. The company issued more than 30 million shares, with about 50% split between new shares and shares sold by various key employees, including the CEO himself, Andrew Paradise. Okay, so the offering was at $24 per share. So yeah, so if you figure out that $24 was share and people had bought at $40 a share, okay, yeah, it's a bum, it's a pain in the ass, but at the end of the day, $40 or over $40 was expensive anyway. But yeah, so if you have a look at the offering, it was at $24, and we look at the price now, we're under $20, so we're looking at it as a bargain at the moment. So yeah. And I think this sums it up quite well. I actually love this wrap up. I love this wrap up indeed. And I'm going to read it out. When you look at the stocks that are going down 14% seemingly each day, things can get scary for many investors. We are only human. But these are the best times to find truly outstanding opportunities. I think that Skillz is a young company that got caught up in a combination of bad luck and a tough market. And I think Cathy Woods would agree there as well. The fundamental picture of Skillz remains very strong in my view. With prices at these levels, I think buying the blood in the streets will pay over the long term, and I cannot disagree with that. So yeah, so that's a little bit, guys, on Skillz. Let me know what you think. Are you into Skillz? Do you have Skillz? After watching this video, are you thinking about buying Skillz? Let me know in the comments below. I really want to hear, guys. Give me a big thumbs up. So if you're there right now, give that thumbs up. That really helps my channel grow. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe just to see more videos. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye now.